opening day as the Whitecaps here in Grand Rapids try to make their run back to a Midwest League championship. Everybody's like, what does that mean? Why do I care? You don't have to, but I do, okay? Because they made a big run last year, ended up winning the title. So I think I'm getting my ring coming up on Tuesday when they have their home opener.
Okay.
They're in Lake County, Ohio right now, but I'll show that one off on the show once I get it. I'm hoping it's gaudy. I'm hoping it's like the size of like 3 of my fingers, and I've seen some pictures so far, and they look pretty sick. So I'll be showing off those as soon as I get them. But to open up the show here today, Ryan Glinsky said he had a, quote, surprise for me. Him and Jonathan Turner were at Flint City versus DCFC yesterday, the showdown on the east side between the two best clubs the state has to offer. And now I'm kind of curious as to what exactly this surprise is.
Okay, so our one and only Sam Fisher.
Hey, Sam, would you wear a Soviet Union hockey jersey?
Probably not. Maybe in Russia.
America, baby. America.
Probably
USA.
in
USA.
Russia.
USA. Okay. You realize how un-American
Slava.
that is? You realize how un-American that is? Yeah, this is it. Our team's not even good. But
the
USA.
motherland.
Dude, you can't do that, man. That's not good. That
Were they
Stop
even good?
it. Get some help.
Has Russia ever
Please.
been good at this? Stop it. Get some help.
please.
Lay off the weed. Oh my goodness. No, okay. Well, Fish has got a point. I mean, I'll give him that. I would
asked
probably
a couple
wear it in
other
Russia
people too. By the way, we just didn't get them on camera, and they were like, they gave the same like, huh? Why would I ever wear a Soviet Union jersey? Like, these are proper Americans. Nate could be a Russian spy for all I know, because this guy doesn't. See, the thing is, Nate, I don't even know if you can claim the Miracle on Ice is like the greatest sporting event anymore, because you have to have you can't talk about it anymore until you get a Miracle on Ice jersey, because I don't know how you can say it's the greatest sporting event in the world, yet you rep the jersey of the loser.
What
and
if
you're not even from the Soviet Union? So you have to you can't claim it. You can't claim it.
But what if I get one of the new jerseys of the team that just won off of like the TikTok shop, because I think they're like $25 right now, because like 8 million people.
You gotta get a Michael Eruzione.
It's got to be like an
You gotta get a Michael
Eruzione.
Eruzione one, because you have a Soviet Union jersey from a dude who played then. I don't even know the guy's name, but yeah.
Hey man, but I asked
A lot
the
of people
Zamboni
gave dirty
driver.
looks to that question. They're like, why would I do that? Why would I rep?
I
Why would I rep
asked-
the ops? Why would I rep the
All I'm
ops? And Nate
It's
over
not
here is
the
repping
ops
the
anymore,
ops.
man. They don't exist. They don't exist anymore. They're gone. I mean, there might be some, sympathizers somewhere, but irregardlessly. No, I asked the Zamboni driver at Patterson Ice Center, where I broadcast my games. I'm like, dude, I got a Trediac jersey. Look at this. He's like, oh, that's sick, man.
Where's he
I'm
from?
like,
What's his background?
the United States, I think he lives down the road, if I'm not mistaken.
Is he like,
so,
what's his?
I think he's just
what's his like nationality? Like, is he Russian?
I have no idea. See, I didn't ask
So,
him when I was in
mind
there
you,
if
this
he had any
guy,
family
Nate,
members.
Doesn't like early games. He doesn't want to wake up and crack open a cold one because he's got to wake up early. Yeah, he doesn't even rep USA Hockey. He reps the ops, mind you. Next thing you know, this guy's gonna wear a Mexico soccer jersey on the podcast, because why not? It looks cool. And then he's gonna rep an Ohio State shirt for all I know. So,
But
don't
name
rep the
me a
ops.
legend. Name me a legend. A Mexican soccer legend. Can you name me one?
Yeah, can name you a couple.
Okay.
Chicharito.
There you go.
Ochoa.
There you go. Okay. Ochoa jersey. Chicharito jersey. From when they were playing. Authentic. Name on the back. Even authenticated. I'll even go as far as to say that. Like the real deal. It's vintage, right? You get a deal on it. Or you get it as a gift.
No, I'm not wearing it. Why would I wear a
Why
rival
not?
jersey? And why would I have
Okay,
another person's last name on the back of my jersey, on my shirt? That's another reason. I don't rep rivals, Nate.
But
why would I rep
we beat
a
them,
rival?
though. We beat them, though. Like that's the
No,
thing.
we
Like
didn't.
it's almost like
we
it
never beat
could be.
Chicharito and no,
No,
we
no, no,
didn't.
no. Hold on,
We
hold on.
never
Not
beat
those guys. Not
Chicharito and
those guys.
Ochoa.
I'm talking
we
the
never
Soviet.
did.
Not. I'm talking the Soviet. I'm not talking those guys. I'm talking the Soviet Union
Nate,
with this
you do
jersey.
realize you do know history, right? And what the Soviet Union and the U.S. used to have. We're repping
No,
the ops. We
a
asked
Cold
like
War,
5
yes.
people yesterday, and they were like, "No, there's no way in hell I would ever rock a Soviet Union jersey."
It's not about the jersey. It's about the man
it is
who
everything
played
about the
in
jersey.
the jersey. Venislav Tretiak is one of the greatest goalies of all time. But they wouldn't know that. I wouldn't expect the people that you ask to know anything about that. That's fine. That's fine.
Nate, you can't say
But
the
I'm
Miracle
just
on Ice.
saying.
You can't talk about the Miracle on Ice
It's-
until you get a Michael Eruzione jersey or a jersey of a Miracle on Ice, because you can't sit there and tell me, well, you know, I rock a Tretiak jersey and I'm the Soviet Union, but I just love the Miracle on Ice. It means you root for
some
losers,
of us
Nate.
are
You root for
some
losers.
of us are history aficionados, and
Well,
specifically
clearly, if you were a
sports
history
history.
aficionado, you would
You
know
know-
about what the Soviet Union actually
Oh,
was.
yes, I know, but I know what we've also done as well. We kind of got a little bit of a checkered past. I mean, like every country you can kind of point at and be like, oh, you did some things that aren't very great. Like, so I don't know, to each their own. I don't like communism. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's, I think if Tretiak existed in a place that wasn't as totalitarian as the Soviet Union, he would have been able to go to Philadelphia. He would have had a storied NHL career, and
But
then
he
we
didn't.
wouldn't be having this conversation. But he didn't, because he was a part of the Red Army, and unless you kidnap those people the way that the Red Wings did in order to build their dynasty, you weren't going to get him out of the Soviet. But that's a fascinating story, by the way, to any Detroit fans who don't know about the dynasties, like the early hockey town dynasties with like Fedorov and all those guys. Look up the story of how they literally kidnapped a few players from the Soviet Union, because that's how you had to do it, because they would not allow, and that's why they could play in the Olympics. That was the fascinating thing, because they were considered soldiers, like workers of the state, but they were professional athletes because that's all they did. They just played 24/7. It's a history. It's a piece of history, man. I'm just saying, some people appreciate history. That's all I'm saying. If you don't get the history, I'm not just going to wear, I'm not just going to wear a, I don't know. I'm not going to dress up like a kamikaze pilot.
Rocking a JT Barrett Ohio State jersey.
No, that's where I draw the lines. Yeah, I don't do that.
We draw the line at Ohio State, but we don't draw a line at the Soviet Union? Yeah,
the Soviet Union doesn't exist anymore. If the Soviet Union still existed, then that'd be a different story. So,
next thing you know, this guy's going to rock a David Canada jersey